All right, guys, this is the starting lineup. This is how we get down. Hey, guys, my name is Willie Stimmich, and this is the starting lineup where we will be discussing high school sports, college sports, and pro sports. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Willie Stimmich. I'm your host. Hey, hit me up on Twitter at MSL Weekly or drop me an email at infoforwillie@gmail.com. That's infoforwillie@gmail.com. First segment, here's your starting lineup. High school sports, first 10 minutes. College sports, next 10 minutes. And pro sports, last 10 minutes. So that's it. That's your starting lineup. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it. Before we do that, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll jump right on into it. This is the starting lineup.
Studies show that chocolate milk is the best beverage to replenish muscles after exercise. Its unique package combines protein, carbohydrates, and electrolytes to refresh tired muscles. Drink 16 ounces after exercise to replace fluid loss and maintain your hydration. Chocolate milk is a great tasting carbohydrate source to refuel your body.
Not all sports drinks are created equal.
Your body deserves it.
Okay, guys, we're back. This is the starting lineup, where we'll be discussing 3 topics in sports. So we're not going to mess around. Let's just get right into it. Starting with your high school sports. I know you guys heard about this, but Dayton Public Schools and OHSAA announced a closure to the Dayton Dunbar incident. And this incident happened back in, I don't know, it was January or something, when it was a brawl that took place on the court, and I don't know if they come to a settlement. I guess they settled it as of 4/26, I guess, 18. I guess this is what this letter came out by the Ohio High School. It says, Dayton Public School Superintendent Dr. Elizabeth Loy and Ohio High School Athletic Association Executive Director Dan Ross has come to a closure in the case involving the Dayton Dunbar basketball program back in 2017-2018 season. In March, Dayton Dunbar filed a lawsuit to block OSHAA's decision to remove Dayton Dunbar from the boys basketball tournament for the use of an ineligible player, which stems from the Dunbar not suspending the junior varsity players who left the bench during the fight in January. The issue was whether one player who later participated in the varsity tournament game left the bench during the fight. The court sided with Dayton Public Schools, stating in review of the record upon which OSHAA based its decision, the courts find that OSHAA decision was not supported by reliable, probable, and sustainable evidence. The court further found thus, as Coach Taylor testified, John Doe was already in the locker room, halfway hallway, before the fight broke out. But however, after the court's ruling, the evidence came to light, showing that the student athlete left the bench and went into the fight. So, but they got all that settled. Yeah, Dayton Public Schools, so I would like to thank Dr. Dan Ross and the OSHAA for working with us to find the truth in this situation. So, and then OSHA released a statement, says Dr. Ross said he was a superintendent for a long time, and our staff was convinced that the evidence we had in making our final decision, original decision, that the youngster came off the bench when the fight broke out. And so they got that settled. I guess both parties are satisfied. But yeah, they was like suspended from the playoff tournament this year. So, you know, with that being said, you know, all sides are satisfied. Another high school news note comes from This Week Community News. Buckner and Slade shines in the North-South All-Star game. The last time Pickerington High School North quarterback Jimmy Warwick was on the same football field as Gahanna wide receiver Jerome Buckner. The former threw for 4 touchdowns. As the Panthers limited the latter to no catches during the regular season win last fall. But these two guys proved to be more than just comfortable as teammates for the South All-Stars in the North-South All-Star Classic on April 28th at Paul Brown Stadium in Massillon, Ohio. Hooked up for touchdown passes of 72 yards and 35 yards in the Division 1-3 game. Buckner finished with 6 receptions for 164 yards to earn Offensive Most Valuable Player honors, while Olentangy defensive lineman Jacob Slade garnered the Defensive MVP award in the South 2018 loss. And so, and this guy is slated to go to Michigan State. He's a Michigan State commit, Jacob Slade, for Olentangy. So he's going to Michigan State. Some other guys in here, our own personal guys from Harvest Prep, they represented in a good way. The South All-Stars beat the North All-Stars 42-20 in Division 4-7 game. As Bishop Ready's defensive lineman Charles Omar was defensive MVP. Charles was a late addition to the game, which also included Bishop Ready's Ryan Woods, linebacker Grandview James Lachey, that's Jim Lachey's son, tight end, and Brandon Spalding, defensive end, and also include Harvest Prep's Daniel Bangura, running back, Savon Mitchell, wide receiver, and Isaiah Mullins, defensive lineman. Bangura rushed for 25 yards on 2 touchdowns. He also had 2 receptions. Bangura probably carried the ball more than anyone else did, as he did a great job, says Jason Peters was Grandview's coach, but he was the coach of the South All-Stars. Savon Mitchell had a huge catch in this game for a first down, and Isaiah Mullins had a huge tackle. Jim Lachey, not Jim Lachey, that's his dad, James Lachey, caught 3 catches. And Brandon Spalding had a sack and a couple of tackles, and Ryan Woods for Bishop Ready was solid in the middle. It was pretty awesome. So this was the All-Star game where all your young guys came out and did pretty good. That's your high school news, guys. We'll take a quick break, and we're going to come right back and just jump into some college news. Let's put it like that. So with that being said, guys, this is the starting lineup. My name is Willie Stimmich, your host.
Soccer encompasses everything in my life. My family, my friends, my teammates. A lot of the pressure of being good at it made me miss a lot of the other aspects of the game, and it became a lot more challenging towards the end of my high school career and through college, when I was the Rookie of the Year in the WPS and I didn't make the national team, and I watched them play that World Cup. I was a heartbroken athlete. Playing abroad changed everything for me. It was the first time I felt that none of the past mattered. I was here and they were going to judge me purely on how I was playing today. That lack of expectation and pressure gave me the freedom and spirit to really find my passion for the game again. So it was kind of the roundabout way to the national team, and I always say it's not a dream come true, it's the dream come true. I'm Kristen Press, and I'm a forward on the U.S. Women's National Team.
Okay, guys, we're back. This is the starting lineup. I'm your host, Willie Stimmich. And let's get into the second segment, which will be talking college sports. So, only thing that was going on in college sports this weekend was the NFL draft, where all your college players will be taking the next step in their career football. And you probably seen it. I've seen it. But just to reiterate, you guys, the NFL draft was this past week. It has been concluded, and your number one overall pick is Baker Mayfield, quarterback of Oklahoma. He went first to the Cleveland Browns. Your second pick went to the New York Giants, which was Saquon Barkley from Penn State, running back, and a pretty good guy, man. Saquon Barkley is so physical. The guy really did pretty good in the combine, man. He really was impressive. Your third pick for the Jets was Sam Darnold, quarterback for USC. Your fourth pick went back to the Browns, Denzel Ward, cornerback for Ohio State. Good to see Denzel staying home. Your fifth pick was Denver Broncos, Bradley Chubb. Man, to have him and what's that other guy named for Denver, to have those guys on just rushing the quarterback, it's going to be dangerous for somebody. So sixth pick was Indianapolis Colts. They selected Quentin Nelson for Notre Dame. Buffalo Bills had the seventh pick. They picked up quarterback Josh Allen from Wyoming. Bears had the eighth pick. They picked up Roquan Smith from Georgia, linebacker, good dude. The guy's he's a stout linebacker. The 49ers selected Mike Mullally from Notre Dame, offensive tackle. The Cardinals picked up Josh Rosen, quarterback for UCLA. He went to the Cardinals. And then your list goes down. Minkah Fitzpatrick, safety from Alabama, went to the Dolphins. Tampa Bay picked up Vita Vea from Washington. And the Redskins picked up 13th pick, Deron Payne, defensive tackle for Alabama. And the list goes on. I'm going to just read these. Marcus Davenport. 15 was Colton Miller. 16 was Tremaine Edwards. 17 was Derwin James from Florida State. Billy Price, 21 to the Bengals from Ohio State. Rashawn Evans, Alabama. He went to the Tennessee Titans. And I'll tell you what, Alabama did good in this draft. That's the kind of program you need to be in around. Lamar Jackson went 32 to the Baltimore Ravens, quarterback from Louisville. Sonny Michel, 31 to the Patriots, running back for Georgia. And see, who else is in it? Calvin Ridley went to the Falcons. Wide receiver for Alabama, he went 26. DJ Moore, Alabama, Maryland, he went 24 to the Panthers. Who else you got on there? Terrell Edmonds from Virginia Tech went to the Steelers. And that was the conclusion of the first round. I don't have the second and third round, but a lot of these guys did pretty good. Hey, we'll take another quick break, guys, and when we come back, we're going to wrap it up with some pro sports. This is the starting lineup. I'm your host, Willie Stimmage.
Every day's a chance to flip the script. An invitation to take everything we know and reinvent it. Do it better. It takes courage. It's an obsession. Never settling for just good enough. It takes a true creator to make something out of nothing. It takes guts. Calling all creators. Those who see obstacles as a chance to win bigger. Calling all creators. The game changers, the difference makers, the boundary breakers, the tomorrow takers. Calling all creators. Get up. Invent. Adapt. Write new rules. Calling all creators. It's a new day. Create something.
Hey, that's what's up. Hey, this is the starting lineup. Something new we're doing this year until high school season starts back. So just something I put together just to keep keep it popping, keep it rocking. Love sports, so I love to talk sports. So hey, let's get it on. My name is Willie Stimmett, your host, and this is the starting lineup. Let's get into some pro sports. So here we go. We can do this. What's going on in pro sports now? I'm not digging baseball. I don't dig that hockey playoff stuff. And I'm just, some people do. That ain't my cup of tea. But what I'm really looking at is the NBA playoffs. And just got through watching, just to catch you guys up, just got through watching Philly and Boston. Boston taking the 1-0 lead on the 76ers, so just to get you up to speed. But I also want to take you back to this first round. Before I talk about the team that advanced, let's talk about the teams that didn't advance. Washington Wizards got bounced. I mean, the Wizards, I don't know. They are just two pieces away from getting there. And I just don't, Bradley Beal and John Wall is about all they got, man. I mean, that ain't going to cut it in the NBA. Hold a second. Yeah, that's about all they have. So they're out. Milwaukee Bucks, they gave a good little run, but they got bounced. And they Giannis, real good player. I mean, once they get I can't call the kid from Chicago that he get his knees. He had some problem, leg injuries. But once he get him back to speed, I think they're going to be making some noise here pretty soon. Eric Bledsoe, he got to be more dominant. I mean, he just you're not out there just to play basketball. You try to win championships, man. And sometimes you get in these one-on-one battles and you lose your focus. But, Milwaukee got bounced. The Wizards got bounced. Portland shocked me. They got bounced by the New Orleans Pelicans. And, what are they going to do in the offseason? All they have is C.J. McCollum and Damian Lillard. But the rest of those guys are just flat. I mean, they flat didn't do nothing. Who you got? Evan Turner? Come on. He's not going to carry no team. I mean, they need help. OKC need help. Before I get to them, the Pacers, I give the Pacers credit. They took Cleveland to the limit, but Cleveland only has LeBron James. So, you take LeBron out of the equation, Indiana Pacers would have won that game in four games. They would have swept Cleveland in 4 because Cleveland doesn't have nobody else, even Kevin Love. I mean, Miami Heat, they got bounced, so they need help. They got bounced by Philly in a dominant fashion. I mean, I don't know if Wade going to play one more year, but Wade's got a lot of miles on those legs. I mean, he still got game, but he don't have game like that no more. His better games are they're way from his game he got now. Hassan Whiteside. He didn't even show up in the playoffs. They say he was hurt, but he never said he was hurt. The T-Wolves got a lot of talent, but they don't have leadership. Everybody depending on Jimmy Butler. And Karl Anthony Towns, he was just average this series. So what can you say? San Antonio, LaMarcus Aldridge, he's a monster in the regular season. He's garbage in the playoffs. Man, he will not show up. I mean, he will not show up in the playoffs. He did it last year. He's doing it again this year. So these are your teams that's out. But back to OKC, I just want to elaborate on them. Westbrook unleashed the same fury in Game 4, just a little bit more evident this time. Westbrook was controlled, and he took too much. He was too much for Utah. Silent and seriously, the reigning MVP scored 33 of his 45 points in the second half, and the OKC Thunder rallied from 25 points to fight off elimination. They beat the Jazz. It was win and go home, as Westbrook said. That was game 5, but game 6, the Utah Jazz came back and eliminated OKC. And one thing I must say, I mean, you got the big 3, but it's really the big 2 because Carmelo Anthony didn't really show up. To be honest with you, he really didn't show up. So, bye-bye OKC. Let me just speed this up. I got 9 minutes. Now, I'm against the clock, so got to speed this up. Yesterday, Cleveland. Now, let's go back to this. Let's go back to the 28th. Celtics beat the Bucks 112-96, and Boston win that game 4 games to 3. For Boston, Al Horford was 26 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Jason Tatum, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Terry Rozier, 26 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists. And Marcus Morris, 10 points, 4 rebounds. And for the Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo, 22 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 block. Chris Middleton, 32 points. Now, this guy's a baller. Chris Middleton had 32 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. And Eric Bledsoe, 23 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. And that's about the only 3 you had. The bench, there was no bench scoring whatsoever in that game. So Boston advances. And like I said, Boston took the game 1 tonight from the Sixers. The Warriors 123, the Pelicans 101. This starts the first game because the Warriors defeated San Antonio, and the Pelicans ousted Portland. So this is game 1 of this series, and the Pelicans got the brakes beat off of them, 123-101. For the Pelicans, Mirotic had 9 points, 8 rebounds, and this guy needs to step up. I mean, he just basically a 3-point shooter, so you shut that down, you got nothing. And the Warriors got so much of a swarming defense that they just put the blanket over you. Anthony Davis, 21 points, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks. Drew Holiday didn't show up in this game. He only had 11 points, 4 assists. And Rondo had 9 points, 8 rebounds, and 11 assists. But this ain't going to cut it when you deal with the Warriors. Draymond Green, look at these numbers. 16 points, 15 rebounds, 11 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Draymond is a beast. Andre Iguodala, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Kevin Durant had 26 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks. Klay Thompson with 27, 6 boards, 2 assists. And Sean Livingston off the bench with 10 points. Quinn Cook with 11 points. And it's going to be hard to beat these Warriors. I just have to say it's going to be hard to beat them. So whoever plays them, you better have your get your popcorn ready because it's coming. Rockets are 110, Jazz 96. This is going to be a real tight series. I think they're going to run away. This is game 1 of best of 7. And for the Jazz, Donovan Mitchell, 21 points, 5 assists, 3 boards. Ingle had 15 points, 6 boards, and 5 assists. Rudy Gobert, 11 points, 9 rebounds, and Jay Crowder with 21 points and 5 rebounds. And Jay Crowder came out to play. He came and played. He really played, but that wasn't enough to beat the Rockets. And here we go with Harden with another 41 points, 8 boards, 7 assists, 1 steal. Chris Paul, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals. P.J. Tucker with 15, and Clint Capella with 16 points and 12 boards. And the final score was 110-96. But somebody said that Rocket-Warrior matchup, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but James Harden's not going to score 41 points against the Rockets. I mean, against the Warriors. That ain't going to happen. That's just my opinion. It's not going to happen. But he can score it against all these other teams because they don't know how to play him. And James Harden's a smart ball player. He knows what he's doing. Moving right along, Cavaliers squeaked past the Pacers 105-101, and they end up they're going to play tomorrow night against Toronto. And just with the Pacers, Oladipo, this guy's money. This guy had 30 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal. Darren Collison had 23 points, 2 assists, 1 steal, and Thaddeus Young 14 points, 10 boards, and Sabonis with 10 points off the bench. And I think Sabonis should have played more. And for the Cavs, LeBron James 45 points, 9 boards, 7 assists, 4 steals. But the guy played 43 minutes. That's almost a whole game. And how much stamina he's going to have to go through 2 more series of 7 games to get to the finals. Kevin Love, 14 points, 6 boards, 2 assists. But Tristan Thompson really contributed to the Cavs' victory. He started and he had 15 points, 10 boards. George Hill with 11 points, 6 boards, 3 assists. And I don't know what Larry Nance Jr. was. I didn't know what J.R. Smith was. I didn't know what Rodney Hood was. So these guys got to put some, man, they got to score at least 20 points. So one of these 3 got to really step up because the other guys can't carry this team like that. So looking forward to second round this week. And there's going to be a slew of games on tomorrow, so hope you guys don't miss it. So, with that being said, guys, hey, it's a wrap for this week. And my name is Willie Stimmons. Thank you guys for tuning in. And until next week, this is the starting lineup. I got 2 fingers up. That means peace out.
I like stunning, I like shining, I like $1 million deals. Where's my pen? I'm signing. I like